What's going on, guys? So today, as you see, we're going to be working on 3 important skills of the game in basketball that you must need to be a basketball player. And the first thing we're going to go right into is shooting. So what we're doing right now is focusing on the catch and shoot, going into that ball, using our 1-2 step, going right into our follow through, holding our form into our shot. We're going to get a rhythm, catch a rhythm in shooting, and we're going to do this on the 3 spots of the floor, well, all 5 spots of the floor to warm up. So we actually did only mid-range in our warm-up. We didn't go down to the three-point line. If you want to do the three-point line, you can, but you must start out of bounds to run into that shot, or you could shuffle into it however you want to do it. But if you're doing a mid-range like us, go to the three-point line and run into it to catch the ball and make sure you jump into your shot. So here I'm explaining that when she was going into her shot, she was slowing down instead of actually just going right into the 1-2 footwork and shooting right away. So instead, before the ball even gets to her, she would slow down instead of going to it. So you can emphasize on your 1-2 and get closer to the basket with that follow through, with the momentum going into the shot. As you see here, she makes it. And once she does it again, she gets more comfortable making it in a row. So as you can see, I had to mention the same thing earlier about don't slow down into the shot. Go into the shot to emphasize that momentum in your shot to make it into a better shot when rising up in your follow through. Guys, if you have a partner or if you have a shooting machine, when you're doing this drill, don't hesitate. Keep going. Once you shoot the ball, hold your form, backpedal right away and run into it again. And also do it on the opposite sides, on every side of the floor if you can. One thing I would like to mention is that when you're on the right side, it's very important that you step with your right foot first because it's easier once you're going into that shot. So the footwork should be right, left into your shot. Makes it easier for you. And on the left side, it should be vice versa, left, right. So here we noticed that when we were shooting the ball, we were shooting it straight instead of shooting it up. So that's what we was working on. And as you can see, we emphasized on shooting it up here. That was a better shot. And we're going to make the next one. A big tip I must add is that when you're doing this drill, your body, your feet, your chest, your arms all must be facing the basket on where you're shooting, because if it's not, your shot will be off and it would just make it harder for you to make that shot. Focus on keeping that body straight and aligned to the basket and shooting it where you want it to go. All right, so now I'm explaining that when we catch the ball, we're dribbling it with 1 pound right into your shot. So what you're basically doing is catching the ball with a right pound if you're on the right side, going and dribbling to shoot. And then on the opposite side, if you're on the left side, you're going to dribble with your left hand, left pound, going up with that shot. Make sure you also to dribble in front of you, not on the side of you. It makes it harder to gather the ball. So when you dribble in front of you, you're going towards the rim and the ball is already in your pocket to score. I mentioned it is a very common mistake of dribbling it to your side. So as you do this drill, or if you want to implement this or teach this to your group of friends or team or teammates, tell them to dribble in front to lead them towards the basket, because just in case they don't have a shot, they could at least finish at the rim. And it always helps you to gather the ball at the 1-2 footwork into your shot. All right, now we're going to focus on passing. Passing is one of those crucial skills that you must have, and we're focusing on movement because once you pass the ball, you can't just stare at the player you're passing it to and wait. Once you pass the ball, you must move, and you must always keep the motion going when in game situation. So this drill really emphasizes on passing and movement while communicating amongst your teammates. Also, a big tip is that when you do something good on one side, you got to start practicing and doing it great on the other side. There's always someone battling between stronger hand and weaker side and stronger side. But if you emphasize in doing it on one side, you must practice on doing it on the opposite side to be great. So one thing I would like to add is that when you're doing a passing drill or when you're trying to pass the ball to anyone, you want to make sure that's a good pass because a good pass leads to a great shot and a great opportunity. So the challenge here was to make 3 layups, 30 seconds to make it. You got to make it in a row. And if you didn't make it, we had to do some runs and suicides. And that's what we was battling with until we made it. And we eventually did, but it took time. And we gave a chance at a free throw, but we lost that opportunity. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to communicate with your teammates because you really get things done faster and you accomplish a lot together. Last part of the video, we will be focusing on our ball handling. Listen, it is very important that you become a great ball handler in today's game because you limit yourself a lot when you can't handle that ball. So we're going to work on some dribble taps, some dribble hard pounds, and movement of our body and footwork when dribbling. Guys, I really want you to understand that it's very important that you emphasize on bending your knees, getting as low as you can, because it really is important to have your knees bent when dribbling, especially when a defender's in front of you, because it's easier to take the ball when you're standing up, and the ball is easy to be stolen because you could time it off the dribble. Once again, guys, it's very important that what you do on one side, you must do on the opposite side. We was working on our left hand, so now we must do the right hand as well. All right, guys, what we're doing now is we're dribbling with our footwork and you moving our body so that we shift the defender to attack them at different angles. Finally, after breaking it down and understanding the move and concepts, we did it with movement and finishing at the rim.